In the depths of space, aboard the starship Valor, a vessel brimming with the latest human technology, a sense of urgency filled the air. The crew, composed of skilled individuals from various backgrounds, had just received a distress signal. Captain Mara Loon, a resolute leader known for her quick thinking and strategic mind, stood at the helm, her brow furrowed with concern. "Can we pinpoint the source of the signal?" she asked, her voice steady despite the tension. Lieutenant Jax Cade, the ship's navigation officer, glanced at his screen. "It's coming from a nearby planet, Tylora. The signal indicates a human presence." Mara's heart raced. Tylora was known for its lush landscapes and vibrant ecosystems, but it was also rumored to harbor hostile alien factions. "Prepare a landing party." "We need to investigate," she commanded, rallying her crew. The team consisted of skilled individuals. Sergeant Alina Cruz, a combat expert with a sharp wit, Dr. Tobias Norn, a brilliant xenobiologist, and Ava Lee, a communications officer with an unparalleled ability to decipher alien languages. Together, they made a formidable team. As the Valor descended through the planet's atmosphere, lush forests and sparkling rivers came into view. The ship landed softly in a clearing surrounded by towering trees that whispered secrets in the wind. "Stay alert," Mara instructed, her eyes scanning the surroundings as they exited the ship. "We don't know what we're up against." Elena led the way, her senses heightened. The group ventured deeper into the forest, following the faint signals from the distress beacon. The atmosphere was thick with tension and the chirping of distant creatures echoed around them. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a clearing filled with alien structures. Their design was both mesmerizing and intimidating, shimmering under the sun's rays. It was a scene that mixed beauty with foreboding, and the crew felt an unsettling chill run down their spines. "Look!" Alva pointed toward a figure slumped against one of the structures. It was a young girl, her clothes tattered and her face bruised. Mara rushed forward, her heart sinking. Is she alive? Dr. Norrin knelt beside the girl, checking for vital signs. "She's unconscious but still breathing. We need to get her back to the ship." As they carefully lifted the girl, strange, shimmering figures emerged from the shadows. The aliens, known as the Kithrians, were tall and elegant, with skin that shimmered like stars. Their expressions were unreadable, but their movements suggested hostility. Mara stepped forward, raising her hands in a gesture of peace. "We mean no harm. We're here to help her." The Kithrians responded with a series of melodic sounds that reverberated in the air, their tones laced with confusion and anger. It was clear they did not want the humans to take the girl. "Stand back," Elena commanded, positioning herself protectively in front of Mora and the unconscious girl. The tension escalated, and it was evident a confrontation was imminent. Mara knew they had to act quickly. "Ava, can you get a message through to them?" she asked, her mind racing for solutions. Ava nodded, her fingers dancing over her communicator. "I'll try to decipher their language." The Kithrians moved closer, their forms shifting in the light, their voices rising in a crescendo of sound. It was a clash of intentions, a desperate attempt to protect their own, and the humans' fierce determination to save the girl. "Please," Mara spoke, her voice firm yet calm. "We want to help her. She's human, just like us. We understand the bond you share with her, but we can't let her suffer." Suddenly, the girl stirred, her eyes fluttering open. "Help? Please," she whispered weakly. The moment hung in the air, the tension palpable. The Kithrians hesitated, their forms wavering. It was as if they were weighing their choices, caught between the urge to protect and the need to understand. Mara seized the opportunity. "We can help each other. Let us work together. We can provide her with the care she needs, and in return, we can learn about your ways." The Kithrians shared a glance, and a soft sound resonated from them, a sound that held a mixture of uncertainty and curiosity. It was a moment of connection, a chance for communication beyond words. With a nod from their leader, the Kithrians lowered their defenses. They allowed the humans to carry the girl back to the ship. As they moved, the shimmering aliens surrounded them, their melodic voices creating an eerie yet beautiful harmony that filled the air. Mura felt a sense of hope. Perhaps this encounter would not end in conflict, but in cooperation. As they reached the Valor, she glanced back at the Kithrians, their gaze following them with an intensity that spoke of unspoken stories and shared destinies. Inside the Valor, the atmosphere buzzed with energy as the crew worked diligently to stabilize the girl. Dr. Norin guided the medical team, analyzing the girl's condition with a mixture of urgency and compassion. "Her name is Lyra," Elena revealed as she brushed a strand of hair from the girl's face. "I found an ID tag in her pocket." Lyra began to stir, her eyes flickering open as she took in her surroundings. Confusion washed over her features, and she tried to sit up, her body trembling. "Easy now," Dr. Norin said gently, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You're safe. We're here to help you." Lyra's eyes darted around, landing on the crew. "The Kithrians. They captured me," she gasped, panic lacing her voice. Mura leaned closer, her expression calm. "We know, but we're here now. Can you tell us what happened?" Lyra took a deep breath, collecting her thoughts. "I was on an exploration mission with my team. We landed on Silara for research, but something went wrong. The Kithrians attacked us. I don't know why." Alina's brow furrowed. "What did your team find? Did you discover something that might have angered them?" "I don't know," Lyra exclaimed, tears filling her eyes. "We were just gathering samples. We didn't mean to intrude." As the crew continued to discuss the situation, Ava analyzed the data they had gathered about the Kithrians. They're a highly intelligent species with a rich history. Their culture revolves around harmony and balance, but they can be fiercely protective of their territory. Mara nodded thoughtfully. "We need to understand their perspective. This isn't just about rescuing Lyra. It's about finding common ground." Just then, the ship's communicator crackled to life. "Captain Loon, this is Lieutenant Cade. We're detecting multiple Kithrian vessels approaching our location. They appear to be armed." The tension in the room spiked. Mora's mind raced as she considered their options. "Prepare for possible contact. We need to communicate our intentions before things escalate." With the Kithrians closing in, the crew gathered in the main control room. Mora's resolve strengthened as she faced her team. "We need to reach out to them. We must show them that we're here to help, not to fight." Lyra's eyes widened with fear. "They won't listen. They're too angry." Dr. Norin placed a reassuring hand on her arm. "We can't assume that. We have to try. Communication is key." Mara activated the ship's communication system. "This is Captain Mara Loon of the Valor. We are not your enemies. We've rescued one of our own from harm and wish to understand your needs." The room fell silent as they awaited a response. A moment later, a shimmering holographic image of a Kithrian leader materialized before them. The alien's ethereal form glowed with intensity, its expression unreadable. "You intrude upon our land and take one of our kin. Why should we not retaliate?" The Kithrian's voice resonated, filled with authority. Mara stepped forward, her heart pounding. "We did not mean to intrude. Lyra's team was conducting research, and it seems that misunderstanding has led to this conflict. We want to help and learn from each other." The Kithrian's glowing eyes narrowed, studying the humans before it. "Your actions have consequences. We will not allow our kin to be treated as mere subjects for your experiments." Lyra spoke up, her voice trembling. "I didn't mean to cause any harm. I just wanted to explore and learn about your world." The Kithrian paused, considering her words. "You speak truth, but can we trust you?" Mura felt a surge of determination. "You can. We will do everything in our power to ensure that your kin are safe and respected. We're willing to share our knowledge and collaborate for the benefit of both our species." The Kithrian seemed to contemplate this for a moment. The battle raged on, and the crew of the Horizon found themselves locked in a desperate struggle against the relentless Zypherian fleet. Ilana, now deeply integrated into the Seraphim systems, worked tirelessly to coordinate their joint efforts. The connection they had forged was unlike anything she had ever experienced, a powerful testament to unity in the face of danger. Commander Beck, the lead Zypherian ship is attempting to flank us, Ilana shouted, her voice steady despite the chaos. We need to reposition our defenses. Understood. Teller, can your ship provide us with additional firepower? Beck asked, glancing at the view screen where the enemy ships danced menacingly. Yes, we can channel energy from our core to enhance your weapons, but it requires trust, Dr. Voss, Teller replied, their voice resonating with a combination of urgency and hope. Ilana felt a rush of adrenaline. Trust was a fragile thing, especially in the heat of battle. We have no choice, Teller. We must work together. As the Seraphim redirected their energy to the horizon, Ilana felt a warmth spread through her. The connection between their ships deepened, creating a conduit of power that surged through her. With this newfound strength, they could hold off the Zypherians and protect their worlds. Fire at will, Beck commanded, his resolve unshaken. The Horizon's weapons fired in unison, bolstered by the Seraphim's energy. Brilliant beams of light lit up the void, striking the Zypherian ships with unrelenting force. But the Zypherian forces were not easily deterred. Their ships swarmed like locusts, launching coordinated attacks. Ilana's heart raced as she watched the battle unfold, every explosion a reminder of what was at stake. Commander, we need to shift tactics, Ilana suggested, her mind racing. If we can create a diversion, we can lure them away from the Seraphim vessel. Great idea. Let's use the ship's remaining drones to create a distraction, Beck replied, his expression filled with determination. Deploy them now. The crew scrambled to execute the plan, launching small drones into the fray. The drones darted around, mimicking the Horizon's movements, creating confusion among the Zypherian forces. Now's our chance. Move in closer, Ilana shouted, her voice cutting through the noise. The Horizon surged forward, pushing past the chaos, aiming to strike at the heart of the Zypherian fleet. As they navigated through the battle, Ilana felt a bond growing not just with Teller, but with all the Seraphim aboard their ship. They were no longer just allies in a battle. They were friends, united in purpose and determination. Just when it seemed they might gain the upper hand, a piercing alarm shattered the moment. We're losing power to our shields, one crew member shouted. Ilana felt a cold wave of dread wash over her. Teller, what's happening? She yelled, panic creeping into her voice. The Zypherian ships have targeted our energy sources. They're trying to cut us off. Teller responded, their voice urgent. We must reinforce our systems. Can you assist? Ilana took a deep breath, determination flooding her. Yes, we can stabilize the energy flow and create a shield around your core. Let's do it. As they worked together, Ilana and the Seraphim coordinated their efforts. It was a race against time, and every second counted. The Zypherians were closing in, their weapons ready to strike. With the combined strength of human ingenuity and Seraphim technology, they managed to restore power to their shields just in time. The enemy's barrage hit the barrier, but it held firm. Great work, Commander Beck shouted, his voice filled with relief. Now let's counterattack. As the crew rallied, their spirits soared. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for a shared future, a testament to the power of collaboration. The tide of battle began to shift. With renewed vigor, the crew of the Horizon launched a fierce counteroffensive against the Zypherian fleet. The darkness of space was illuminated by the brilliant flashes of energy beams, each strike a testament to the resilience of both humans and Seraphim. Ilana felt a surge of hope as she and the Seraphim worked together, their connection deepening with every passing moment. Commander, I'd identified a weak point in the enemy formation, Ilana called out, her eyes glued to the tactical display. If we focus our fire on that area, we can break their formation and create an opening for the Seraphim to escape. Good work, Ilana. Let's not waste any time, Commander Beck replied, his voice resolute. All crew, prepare to execute a focused barrage on that weak point. On my mark. Ilana felt her heart racing as she relayed the targeting coordinates to the crew. Ready and fire. The ship's weapons roared to life, unleashing a concentrated stream of energy toward the vulnerable spot. The beams struck true, creating a chain reaction among the Zypherian ships. They exploded in brilliant flashes, lighting up the dark void of space like fireworks on a summer night. "Now's our chance. Move in," Beck commanded, urging the horizon forward. As they advanced, Yelena kept a close eye on the Seraphim vessel. Teller and their crew expertly maneuvered alongside them, their own weapons firing in unison. The bond between the two ships was palpable. They were no longer just two vessels fighting a common enemy, but a united front, embodying a blend of cultures and strengths. But the Zypherians were far from defeated. The remaining ships regrouped, their aggression amplified by desperation. "They're regrouping. It's a trap," Teller warned, their voice echoing through the communication link. "Brace for impact," Beck shouted, and the crew braced themselves as enemy ships targeted the horizon. Explosions rocked the vessel, the sound of metal groaning under pressure filling the air. "Shields at 30%, one crew member shouted, panic creeping into their voice. "Redirect power from the auxiliary systems to reinforce the shields," Yelena commanded, her focus unwavering. "Teller, can your ship share any energy reserves?" "Yes, we can lend you our reserves," Teller replied quickly, initiating the transfer. Yelena felt a rush of power surging through the horizon. "All hands, prepare to counterattack. We can't let them gain the upper hand." The crew rallied, their determination renewed by the shared energy. Together, the Horizon and the Seraphim vessel unleashed a storm of fire upon the Zypherians. Each shot was precise, each explosion a testament to their combined might. In the chaos, Yelena caught a glimpse of a massive Zypherian ship moving toward the Seraphim. "Commander, they're targeting the Seraphim vessel," she shouted, alarm bells ringing in her mind. "We need to divert their attention." "Diverting fire. Prepare to intercept," Beck ordered. They couldn't afford to lose the Seraphim now. With a coordinated effort, the Horizon moved into position. "On my mark," Beck shouted. Yelena felt the tension in the air as they prepared for one last push. Fire. The Horizon unleashed its full arsenal at the massive Zypherian ship, the energy beams striking hard and fast. The enemy vessel trembled under the assault, and for a moment, hope sparked in Yelena's heart. "Direct hit. They're destabilizing," a crew member exclaimed. But the battle was not over. The Zypherian ship retaliated with a desperate barrage, and Yelena felt the impact reverberate through the hull. "Shields holding at 20%. Keep firing." "We're not done yet," Beck shouted, his resolve unwavering. As the Zypherian ship faltered, Yelena seized the moment. "Teller, can you enhance our targeting systems one last time? We need to make this shot count." "Yes, we can do that. Give me a moment." Teller's voice crackled through the comm, urgency filling the air. Yelena worked quickly, integrating the Seraphim technology into their targeting system. The visual feed sharpened, displaying the Zypherian ship's weakened defenses. "I have it locked. Ready on your mark, Commander. Now," Beck commanded, his voice filled with fierce determination. The Horizon fired, the combined energy of human and Seraphim striking true. The Zypherian ship erupted in a massive explosion, illuminating the void with brilliant light. Cheers erupted in the Horizon as they watched the enemy ship crumble. But Yelena's heart raced with the realization of the cost. They had fought hard, but the battle had taken its toll. As the dust settled in the aftermath of the battle, the Horizon and the Seraphim vessel floated among the debris of the defeated Zypherian fleet. The once chaotic battlefield was now eerily silent, broken only by the hum of the ship's systems. Yelena sat at the control console, her heart still racing from the adrenaline of combat, but now tinged with a heavy sense of exhaustion. "We did it," Commander Beck said, his voice a mixture of disbelief and relief. "We actually did it." Yelena nodded, her gaze fixed on the view screen where the remnants of the Zypherian ships drifted like fallen stars. "But at what cost?" she murmured, reflecting on the lives lost in the conflict. Teller's voice broke through her thoughts. "Your bravery and cooperation saved us all. We owe you a debt of gratitude." The The Seraphim's features, usually so serene, now held a somber expression. "Thank you," Yelena replied, her heart swelling with a sense of shared triumph. "But this is just the beginning. We need to ensure the safety of both our peoples from future threats." Beck turned to Teller, his expression resolute. "We need to establish a coalition, a united front against those who would threaten our worlds. Together, we can build something stronger." "Yes," Teller agreed. "We have the knowledge and the technology. If we share our resources, we can create a defense network capable of thwarting any future attacks." Ilana felt hope blooming within her. They had faced darkness together, but now they stood on the brink of a new dawn. "We can organize joint training missions, share intelligence, and develop strategies to protect both our peoples." The Seraphim nodded, their features reflecting a sense of determination. "We will send emissaries to our homeworld to initiate discussions. Our alliance will serve as a beacon of hope in the cosmos." As they spoke, the atmosphere aboard the Horizon shifted. The crew, once strangers, had forged bonds that transcended species and cultures. They had fought side by side, united by a common purpose. "Let's begin the journey home," Commander Beck said, a sense of renewed purpose in his voice. "We have much to do." As the Horizon set its course, Yelena gazed out at the stars, a sense of wonder washing over her. The universe was vast, filled with unknowns, but for the first time, she felt a deep connection with another species. They had not just survived, they had thrived, proving that together they could face any challenge that lay ahead. And as they ventured into the cosmos, united in purpose and spirit, Yelena couldn't shake the feeling that they were at the dawn of a new era, one where hope and cooperation would light the way for all. As the Horizon sailed through the void, a sense of anticipation filled the air. The crew, once solely dedicated to their mission, now felt a shared responsibility for the future of both humans and Seraphim. They were united not just by a common enemy, but by a vision of a galaxy where cooperation and peace thrived. "Prepare for approach to Seraphim Prime," Yelena announced, her fingers dancing over the controls. The view screen displayed a breathtaking view of the Seraphim homeworld, a planet teeming with vibrant colors and an ethereal glow. "Estimated time of arrival, 30 minutes. The ship's AI chimed in, its voice calm and collected. "Good. Let's make sure we're ready for the negotiations ahead," Commander Beck replied, his tone steely with resolve. "We need to present a united front." As they approached the planet, Teller shared information about their council chamber, an ancient structure that symbolized Seraphim unity and strength. "It's a place of tradition," Teller explained. "We must honor the past while forging our future." Yelena felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. The decisions made in the council chamber would shape the destiny of their worlds. As they descended through the atmosphere, the ship's hull gleamed with anticipation. Once they landed, a group of Seraphim greeted them, their elegant forms illuminated by the soft glow of their planet. Teller introduced the crew to the council members, who wore expressions of curiosity and respect. Yelena felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. These beings were not just allies, they were now part of a greater family. Inside the council chamber, the atmosphere was electric. Members from both species filled the room, their discussions echoing off the walls adorned with ancient tapestries depicting the history of the Seraphim. Yelena and Beck took their places at the front, ready to share their vision. "Thank you all for gathering today," Beck began, his voice steady. "We stand at a crossroads. The threat of the Zypherians has brought us together, and we must seize this opportunity to form a coalition that will protect our worlds from any future dangers." The council members listened intently, their expressions a blend of hope and skepticism. One elder, a Seraphim with silvery skin and deep-set eyes, rose to speak. "Commander Beck, what assurances can you give us that this coalition will be effective? Trust must be earned, not freely given." Yelena felt a surge of determination. "We understand the gravity of this decision. Our experience in battle has taught us that collaboration is our strongest weapon. We propose joint training programs, shared intelligence, and a mutual defense pact. Together, we can stand against any adversary." A murmur spread through the council as members exchanged glances. The elder spoke again, Your courage in battle has proven your worth. But can we trust that this alliance will last beyond the threat of the Zypherians? We must, Beck replied, his voice unwavering. This coalition is about more than survival. It's about building a legacy for future generations. We must ensure that our peoples can coexist in harmony. As the discussions unfolded, Yelena sensed a shift in the room. The Seraphim, initially cautious, began to see the potential in this partnership. Ideas flowed, proposals were made, and soon the dialogue transformed from skepticism to enthusiasm. Days turned into weeks as both crews worked tirelessly to formalize the coalition. They shared knowledge, technologies, and cultural practices, creating a vibrant tapestry of collaboration. Yelena found herself immersed in Seraphim history, learning about their values, art, and deep connection to the universe. During one session, Teller demonstrated a new propulsion technology that would allow their ships to travel faster than ever before. Yelena was captivated by the elegant design and the way it harnessed the energy of celestial bodies. Imagine the possibilities, Teller mused, eyes alight with enthusiasm. With this technology, we can reach new frontiers together. As they collaborated, the bond between humans and Seraphim deepened. Laughter echoed through the hallways of the horizon, a testament to the friendships blossoming between crew members. But amid the progress, shadows lingered. Whispers of discontent emerged from factions within the Seraphim, who feared that the coalition could undermine their autonomy. Yelena and Beck knew they had to address these concerns head-on. The coalition meetings were becoming increasingly tense. Yelena could sense the unease in the air, particularly among the elder council members who had seen their civilization face challenges before. She and Beck had become determined to quell the fears that had arisen. One evening, as the sun set over Seraphim Prime, casting hues of purple and gold across the landscape, Yelena stood on the observation deck of the horizon, deep in thought. The echoes of the council's debates reverberated in her mind. "Commander, we need to address the concerns of the Seraphim," she said, turning to Beck. "If we don't, we risk fracturing the coalition before it even begins." Beck nodded, his expression contemplative. "I agree. It's essential to engage with those who are hesitant. If we can demonstrate the benefits of our alliance, perhaps we can win them over." The next council meeting was pivotal. As they entered the chamber, Yelena could feel the weight of scrutiny upon them. The atmosphere was thick with apprehension, and she knew it was crucial to instill confidence in their allies. "Thank you for gathering once more," Beck began. "We understand there are concerns regarding our coalition. I invite any council members to share their thoughts openly." A Seraphim elder stood, their expression stern. "We have fought for our autonomy for centuries. Can we truly trust that this alliance will not lead to our subjugation? What assurances do you offer that we will maintain our identity?" Yelena stepped forward, her heart racing. "Your identity is crucial to this coalition's success. We don't seek to erase your culture. Rather, we want to celebrate and integrate it alongside ours. Together, we can learn from one another and create a new legacy." Another council member chimed in, "But what happens when the threat is gone? Will you still value our partnership?" "We will," Beck replied, his tone firm. "This alliance is not a temporary solution. It is a commitment to a shared future. We believe that our combined strengths will not only protect us but enrich our worlds." As the discussions continued, Yelena shared stories of her experiences alongside the Seraphim, emphasizing the value of their unique perspectives and skills. She highlighted the friendships that had blossomed between crew members and the profound lessons they had learned from one another. Gradually, the atmosphere began to shift. The elders exchanged glances, their expressions softening. One of the younger council members, inspired by the discussions, stood up. "What if we initiated cultural exchange programs? We could learn from each other and share our histories. This could foster understanding." Yelena's heart soared at the suggestion. "That's a fantastic idea. By sharing our cultures, we can build trust and camaraderie." The elders nodded, contemplating the proposal. Slowly, the tension began to ease. As more voices joined in support of the idea, Yelena felt a surge of hope. They were on the brink of something monumental. By the end of the meeting, a renewed spirit of collaboration filled the chamber. They had turned the tide of skepticism into a wave of optimism, paving the way for a vibrant alliance. As they left the chamber, Ilana and Beck exchanged a proud glance. They had faced doubts head-on, proving that transparency and collaboration could bridge divides. In the following weeks, cultural exchange programs flourished. Humans and Seraphim began to share their traditions, art, and music, creating a tapestry of understanding. They hosted festivals celebrating their differences and similarities, each event drawing in larger crowds than the last. Ilana found herself mesmerized by the beauty of Seraphim art, intricate designs that told stories of their ancient past. In turn, she introduced them to human music, hosting jam sessions where melodies blended, creating harmonious new tunes that resonated across both cultures. But even as the coalition grew stronger, a lurking threat remained. Reports of Zephyrian scouts resurfacing began to filter in, and the council knew they had to prepare for another confrontation. The sense of urgency returned, and Ilana felt the weight of responsibility settle upon her shoulders. With the coalition now established, they were determined to stand firm against any future attacks. Together, they would face whatever challenges awaited them, united in purpose and spirit. As they prepared for the impending conflict, Ilana couldn't shake the feeling that their bond would be their greatest strength. Together, they would forge a future where hope and cooperation would illuminate the darkest corners of the universe. Years had passed since the formation of the Coalition of Worlds, and the alliance between humans and Seraphim had flourished beyond anyone's expectations. The bond forged in the fires of conflict had transformed into a vibrant tapestry of friendship, culture, and shared purpose. Ilana stood on the observation deck of the horizon, gazing out at the stars. A sense of tranquility enveloped her as she reflected on the journey that had brought them here. The scars of the Zephyrian War had begun to heal, but their lessons remained etched in their collective memory. The view was breathtaking. Seraphim Prime shimmered beneath the sunlight, a testament to the harmony that now defined their world. The cities, once separate, had blended together into a stunning landscape where Seraphim architecture met human innovation. Parks dotted the skyline, where children from both species played side by side, their laughter echoing through the air. Elena's thoughts were interrupted by the arrival of Commander Beck, who joined her at the railing. "It's hard to believe how far we've come," he said, a warm smile spreading across his face. "We've built something truly remarkable." Ilana nodded, her heart swelling with pride. "I remember when we first stepped into that council chamber, uncertain of what lay ahead. Now we've created a future that generations will cherish." As they watched the bustling activity below, Teller approached them, his elegant form moving gracefully through the throngs of people. "The preparations for the anniversary celebration are nearly complete," he announced, his eyes twinkling with excitement. "It will be a grand event, a true reflection of our alliance." "Celebrating our unity is essential," Beck replied. "It will remind everyone of the strength we have found together." The anniversary celebration was a week-long festival, filled with music, art, and cultural exhibitions. It would be a time to honor the past while looking forward to the future. The theme of the festival was aptly named Harmony in Diversity, symbolizing the blending of their cultures. As the festival commenced, the streets overflowed with vibrant colors and joyous sounds. Stalls adorned with traditional foods from both species lined the avenues, and laughter echoed through the air as families shared meals and stories. Ilana watched as a group of Seraphim and humans participated in a dance, their movements fluid and synchronized, embodying the unity they had worked so hard to achieve. In the evenings, they gathered in the Grand Plaza for storytelling sessions. Elders from both races shared tales of their history, weaving narratives that celebrated their shared struggles and triumphs. It was a time for reflection and appreciation, a moment to honor the sacrifices made in the name of peace. As the festival reached its crescendo, Ilana and Beck stood before the crowd, ready to address the people. The plaza was illuminated by glowing lanterns, casting a warm light on the faces of those gathered. "Today, we celebrate not just our victory over adversity, but the friendships that have blossomed between our peoples," Beck began, his voice resonating with pride. "Together, we have built a future defined by understanding and respect." Ilana took a deep breath, her heart swelling with emotion. Let this festival be a reminder that our strength lies in our differences, and our unity is forged through compassion. Together, we will face whatever challenges lie ahead. The crowd erupted in cheers, their voices blending into a symphony of hope and camaraderie. Elana felt the weight of their journey lift, replaced by a sense of belonging and purpose. As night fell, the sky erupted into a brilliant display of fireworks, painting the darkness with bursts of color. Elana turned to Beck, her eyes sparkling with joy. "This is just the beginning, isn't it?" "Absolutely," Beck replied, a broad smile on his face. "We are pioneers of a new era, and the stars are just the beginning of our journey together." In that moment, Elana knew that they had not only forged a coalition but a legacy of unity that would echo through the cosmos, inspiring generations to come. As they watched the fireworks dance across the sky, she felt an unshakable conviction that no matter what lay ahead, together they would navigate the challenges, bound by their shared dreams and unyielding spirit. And as the stars twinkled above, a new dawn emerged, a promise of hope, cooperation, and the boundless potential of a united universe.